Hey, it's Paul Anthony from Ink Different Tattoos and the Ink Different Tattoos podcast. And today we're at the Philadelphia convention, where we're going to introduce you to the people and personalities that make it happen. Welcome to the Convention Connection. All right, so we're here with Al Fliction.
It's your favorite tattooist, Al Fliction. I'm in the building.
For sure,
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank you for being here.
Yes,
I'm so
sir.
glad it's his birthday.
Today,
It's his birthday.
Usually celebrate my birthday here in Philly. It always ends up, for the last 3 years, it was definitely on the Philadelphia weekend. Yeah.
Wow.
This is actually one of the first tattoo conventions I ever went to. After being on Ink Masters in season 1, when I was on the show, I actually never went to a tattoo convention. And I remember Chris Nunez telling me, hey, you need to get out there so that people know who you are, so they don't judge you from your character on the show. And I was like, what do you mean get out there? He's like, go to tattoo conventions. Philly was the first show I went to after I was on the show. Mike Pastore, shout out to Mike Pastore out in Staten Island. He was like, hey, come on down. I got a booth. If you want to tattoo in my booth, you can tattoo. So I went down there and I tattooed. And so this is big for me. This is my first tattoo convention I've ever went to.
Amazing.
And that's like, 15 years ago now. How time flies.
And now you do all the villain arts conventions.
Now I have my own pro team. It's called Team Fliction, named after me. Kind of started out after I got on the show. I was doing tattoo conventions by myself. I would have my own booth, and they would comping me the booth, pay for my hotel and my travel, and I'll sit in the booth by myself. I ended up meeting another artist, Brian Senna. Shout out to Brian. He's out of Pueblo, Colorado. So me and Brian became good friends. I said, hey, listen, I got a free booth, free hotel. Why don't you travel with me? Because it was kind of lonely. So he's like, yeah, hell yeah. So Brian started traveling with me. We did that for a little while. And then world famous Lou Urbino, I've been friends with him for years. He wanted me to start selling the world famous line of ink. And I was like, sure. I was like, I'm gonna need another booth. Lou ended up paying for another booth, shipping the ink to me every show. And I had 2 booths now, but only 2 artists. And I was like, why don't I just get another 2 artists, put them in here, and we'll have 4 artists. And I could do a 50-50 split with them. So that's how Team Fliction was actually born. That's how it became from 1 artist to me and Brian to 4 artists. And then from then on, it started to grow each year that I got more sponsors after Ink. Shout out to BG after Ink. He started sponsoring me, so he paid for the other 2 booths. So I ended up with 4 booths.
Beautiful.
And now I'm up to I have about 18 artists. They all don't do every show.
Right.
We always have 10 artists or 9 artists at a show. Some of them been with me for years. Kevin and Susie been with me for about 8 years now. Awesome. And it just became like a family thing. Each year you might lose a few artists, you might gain a few. But I got about 5 solid artists that have been with me for a long time. It's like a family thing. We rent the Airbnb, we all stay together, we eat together. And Team Fliction now it's been going on for about 12 years now.
Amazing.
So
that's amazing.
We do all the villain art shows. All our stuff gets actually put on a pallet and shipped with the show from show to show.
Wow.
Me and Troy Temple, shout out to Troy. We're really good friends. We didn't start out as good friends, I know. I actually got banned from villain art shows at 1 year from Troy because the guys next to me had a boom box and they were playing the music really loud. Somehow or another, I got blamed for it. And it wasn't even my speaker, and I got banned for a year. Ooh. After that, me and Troy, we became real good friends. Now we travel together. I stay with him in Puerto Rico in his condo and stuff like that. That's awesome. And here I am, all these years later, after season 1 of Ink Masters. If you ask, a lot of people ask, hey, what did the show do for you, whatever.
Sure.
It opened me up into the industry. Like I said, I never went to a tattoo convention before. I just used to stay in my shop in Brooklyn. So it opened me up. It gave me the opportunity where they gave me a free booth, where they would fly me out to the shows. I'm still hanging in there, out of all the contestants that been on different seasons. I was on season 1 and I'm still around. There's not many of us from the first season that you see, besides me and James Vaughn. And James Vaughn doesn't even go to all the shows. But I never forget Chris Nunez said, hey, get out there, go to a show, ride the wave. Let people know who you are, stay relevant, and that's what I did. And that's why people still run up to me now, and they're like, hey, can I get a picture with you? It's kind of like I'm the face of Ink Master, because I stayed out here, and showed love to the fans.
Yeah.
Never turned down a photo or autograph or anything like that. You got to stay humble
That's what makes you everyone's favorite tattoo artist.
Yes, yes.
And you've seen the conventions expand, right? I mean, in size and popularity.
I've seen them grow. From now, we have like 31 shows with Bill and Art. From when I started, we had like 15, maybe 13 shows a year. Now, every month we're doing 2-3 shows a month.
Wow.
He hit all 50 states last year, so we added Maine and Alaska. So Troy ended up getting like a 50-state tattoo because he's actually had a show in every state. Yeah. This show is it's like family with me though. It's kind of like, I call it the traveling circus because, or the traveling carnival, because a lot of artists and vendors all do just Bill and Art shows. So we constantly see each other, on a week-to-week basis. And then we're off. The off season is November and December. We're off, so it's like we miss each other. And then we get back in January for the first show in Minneapolis. That's always like, hey, good to see you. How was it? But I've seen the industry change a lot, man. There's a lot more artists now.
Sure.
You barely hear a coil machine going off in the room.
Right.
It's silent in here. Everybody's switched to rotaries. Young artists that came up as artists, now they're tattooing, even for a short period of time.
Sure.
These guys are incredible tattooers now. And a lot of old school guys don't agree with that. I say let it be. There's nothing you're gonna do about changing the industry. In the beginning of my career, I got kind of discouraged with tattoo industry because I was doing the same stuff that was on the walls over and over again, the same flash. It wasn't really doing anything for me, and I had stepped away from the tattoo industry for like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Then I started seeing it make a comeback, and all these athletes, actors were getting tattoos. And now people were like, you're going to a tattoo shop, and there wasn't no flash on the walls. They were just doing all custom stuff. Then I got back into it because it started to be more alluring to me at that point. I look at some of these artists, even some of them tattooing a year or 2 years, I'm like, whoa, just blows me away. I stay with what I do. I do black and gray.
Right.
I've always been colorblind, so I never did color. I came up doing tattoos in the neighborhood where I didn't have the option to do a lot of color tattoos.
Sure, there wasn't a lot of palette
I was
potential.
In the hood.
There was a lot of palette potential.
I just stayed with the black and gray, urban type of tattoos, graffiti. That's my era, what I came up with. That's my advice to new artists now. Like, there's so many artists out here. Don't try to learn every style. Do whatever you're already good at. Stick with that and make that your lane. Because if you think you're gonna try to take the time and learn all these different styles of tattooing, it's gonna take you too long to master one.
Carve out that niche.
Focus on what you're good at, what you like. Find an artist that does the style already that you like. Go under him. I still recommend being an apprentice in a shop because you're gonna learn a lot of shop etiquette. You even learn some business sense, how to run a shop, how to break down stations, cleanliness, all that stuff comes into play.
And when you're not here, the shop is in North Carolina?
My shop's in North Carolina. My son runs the shop now. I kind of stepped back from running it.
Okay.
Passing that torch over to him.
Amazing.
Got a couple of other businesses. I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket.
Okay. What other kind of stuff are you into?
I have a coffee shop actually.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. What's it called?
It's called Bill and Bob's Cafe.
Oh yeah, and it's down there in Charlotte.
That's in Charlotte.
Everybody
knows me as a coffee connoisseur. I love my coffee.
Nice.
And I started that a couple of years ago. That's going well.
Wow.
And I also have a motorcycle supply company.
Whoa.
That selling parts for Harley Davidsons.
Wow.
And so I got a couple of things on my plate. Like I said, more advice to all you artists out there. Always good to be an entrepreneur and have different businesses,
Right.
In case one fails, this one helps that one out and all that. I've always been a businessman. I wear a lot of hats. If you know me, that's I just don't sleep.
Got you.
You can go to Bill and Bob's Coffee Bar on Instagram. My Instagram is Al Fliction. The parts for the motorcycles, you got Fatboy Design _USA. We sell all the carbon fiber parts for Harleys and racing parts for Harleys. And I race motorcycles as well. That's my hobby. Shop is Al Fliction's world famous.
Nice.
World famous tattoo.
Awesome. Well, dude, thank you so much
for
your time. And happy birthday, Al
Thank you.
Fliction, folks. Hit him up and get some ink from him.
It's your favorite tattooist, Al Fliction. I'm in the building.
I hope you enjoyed that interview. If you did, please like, subscribe, share it, tell your friends about it. Watch the next interview right here.